do 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 do. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, boys and girls, to Owlet Stage 1, Week 4. Day 1, we have a fiery matchup for you tonight. Burn versus the Megs, two top teams going at it. Alongside me is our boy Ragon. Ragon, I think this is your first time casting for Owlet, so welcome.
Thank you, my dude. Looking at this matchup, Burn against the Megs, it's quite interesting to see the type of profile icon they chose. Hangzhou Spark is the way to go for the Megs.
Right.
But Burn, just really curious. They're going for Florida Mayhem, and there's just two players, Press Gamer 1 and Lobosco, who's going for the Chengdu Hunters and Philadelphia Fusion.
Right.
Well, we might see this affect their match a bit. Maybe they will have a bunch of disagreement, which quite favor the Megs.
Well, I do believe that this is probably one of the biggest indicators of internal team conflict between Burn. Prez Gamer and Labosco are currently rioting against everyone else on the team, so this might be a big decision on whether or not Burn, let's say runs like goats, or maybe they'll just like play whatever they do like in quick play. So we're gonna see probably 4 insta-lock DPS, and then someone's gonna go like Mercy because they're getting yelled at too. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's gonna happen because of these profile pics, these avatars being the way that they are. So anyways, let's get to the game real quick, because I do believe they're starting. Actually, I'm scrolling through all of these comments here, and it doesn't look like they're ready to start. It looks like they're just ready to have a little bit of fun. But anyway, so Burn 5-1, I believe, or are they 4-2? I think they're 4-2, and the Megs are 5-1. Burn losing to, I think, the top 2 teams in the league, so this matchup is going to be quite good. I know that Burn has some very good DPS on their side. I haven't seen the Megs as much. So when you're going into a match where you have 2 of these equally good teams at the top, what do you expect to see? Do you see like the standard sort of GOAT sort of run out? Do you think they're going to do something interesting? What do you think are going to come out from these teams?
Well, based on what I've seen on the team sheet and the comments, I believe they will not run the standard GOATs. That's not their way to go.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I think they'll be experimenting with the comps a little bit. As you said, we might even see a 4 DPS comp. Who knows?
Would you like to see a 4D? Have you seen 4 DPS comps run seriously before, like when you've casted?
Yeah, for sure. Casting, no, but coaching, yes.
All right, so what would be the 4 DPS comp? Like, because I don't know what it is.
For the 4 DPS comp, I've seen it before being ran by a Korean contenders team and Cyclone coupling a couple of times in scrims.
Interesting.
I'm not sure which Korean team it was, but it was quite fun, and it took some time to break through like what the counters are, but at the end of the day, we just ran goats and we destroyed them.
Interesting. So goats, you think maybe count? Well, once you run the 4 DPS to counter goats, isn't the whole point of running something wacky like that?
Yeah, but it depends on the caliber of the team that you're playing and the caliber of the team that you're coaching or that you are. So
it makes
sense.
Just
really depends on your comfortability and how well you run goats.
So here we go. We are going into, I don't know if this is a goats map or not for Owlet, but I mean, goats is every map, right? So we're going into Nepal. We're going into, I don't know the name of this map in Nepal. It's the one where you can fall off the side. So I like to call this one the one that you could fall off the side map.
Sanctum.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. So we're in Sanctum right now. We have the professional caster here with me to help me out this time. So as we see these 2 teams start to pick their players and their characters, we see maybe a pulled pork coming out on the side of Burn, and then on the side of the Megs we see a sort of Zenyatta goats. So wow, we see Prez, instead of going for the Roadhog, we see him going Diva. So what do you think about these 2 compositions going against each other? Who do you think has the advantage?
Well, the blue team's gonna win for sure.
Okay.
Their sub comps. It's just gonna take the goats off guard, quite literally.
You think so?
Yeah, because this map favors Orisa quite a lot with any Lucios, Warthogs, anyone that can boop you off the map, you name it, they are definitely a favorite for this map.
Well, we see them all grouped up here, and it looks like, oh no, talking about that Orisa is going for a little dive, and so now they're, I believe, taking a 4v5 fight, although it seems as though it can be anyone's fight right now. It's actually a 5v3 fight. They're going to win this fight, even though their Orisa got booped off there. What happened?
I'm not sure. It was just a mess that everybody was just booping everybody. There was no target focus whatsoever. And at the end of the day, the point control just took over the blue team. Just, whoa.
Yeah.
That just shows how point control really does favor this map, just because that there's only like a really open space entry, and then they chose to go to the close space entry with quite a lot.
It looks like they're going to do a sneaky little flank here on the backside instead of going down little area. That's a big suck, getting all 6 players, rotation. But it's going to probably not do much of anything. Edix, again, first one to go down, and Sid gets a double boop onto Lubasco and Laseki, and that's going to be that for that team fight. Yeah, I mean, more boops, like you said, and just general chaos in these team fights. Extremely fast chaos, too.
Well, I would like to see... Oh, right. Addict switched to the Reinhardt here. I thought that we were going to see some more suck comps here, but...
Yeah, I feel as though he was probably a little upset that he was dying first in every single team fight, so, you know, time to switch over to the Reinhardt. And Edix is a very capable Reinhardt from all the games I've watched him play. Merge and Commander Huey have their ults before everyone else, so we're going to see if they can do anything with it. They're going to be pushing forward, try to break down that shield so they can do the high spoon. We already see the Transcendence come out from Ginosaji, and here comes the high spoon. He's looking for it. Gets Lord of Lois, but that's going to be about it for that. Seems as though this team fight is going to go the way of Burn. I feel as though those on the side of the Megs were a little bit, what's the word? They were a little bit away from each other because of a charge from Edix pushing Fancy Bunny away from the rest of his team.
Well, right here you can see a sort of mirror goats match, and
right.
Well, okay, they're going straight into it.
Yeah, they're going straight into this team fight. Commander Huey stuns out Fancy Bunny. He's a little bit out of position, but Merge gets taken out in the backline. Here comes the Shatter. He gets a few, but they get grabbed, so it doesn't really matter as much as Edix gets pushed into the wall. This is going to be a one-team fight for the Megs. They just swarm after the grab from Magic Cat. Would you say that what do you think about the ult usage there on the side of Burn? They had, I believe, 3 or 4 ults, and they only used 1 of them.
Yeah, for sure. And the ult economy definitely favors the blue team quite heavily. And Trash Panda, with the recently 30-second cooldown for her ult, it will be quite interesting to see how they utilize this. All right, straight into it.
Yeah, they're going straight into this team fight. We see the Transcendence come out from Laseki, but he gets booped off of the map, so not going to be able to get any of that Transcendence healing out. The Shatter coming out from Fancy Bunny gets, I believe, 4 or 5, but Merge with a sneaky... No, it's not going to be sneaky because only Lord of Lois is there, and he blocks it with his defense matrix. We're going to take a look at Lubasco. Actually, we're going to take a look at Press Gamer here coming in. He almost has Grav. He now has Grav, and it looks like with 80% left, they're going to have to decide to do something quickly here. As, I don't know, it just seems as though their usage of ults have not been the most coordinated, but, you know, right here I'm expecting something big from him and Edix, as Edix almost has his Shatter. What do you want to see come out from the side of Burn?
Well, from the side of Burn, I would quite expect... Oh!
There comes the Grav, yeah. There comes the 4 or 5 man Grav. Not going to be much doing because of the sound barrier from Sid. Saves everyone, and now Prez Gamer is going to get smacked in the face by Fancy Bunny and Ginusai. And they get cleaned up by Sid, and it looks like this team fight is going to go the way of the Megs. Although Merge is trying to get back on point. No, even though he's booped by Sid onto the point, it's not going to be enough, and that's going to go the way of the Megs. It looks like they were maybe stalling just a little bit, or they were a little bit too slow in terms of getting to the point. They had the grab, but then they just didn't have the follow-up on it.
Well, here we see... The title to match should be wait. I'm sorry. Well, the profile icon really dictated how the team was gonna play out.
Right.
As you see, the blue team here, they just sort of just their outs out. Like there was no coordination whatsoever. They were just throwing everything, and sometimes there was no out at all. They need to use this out more efficiently, in my opinion, to actually.
I agree completely. It seems that they're going to be switching to more of a Snoat sort of idea with Laseki going onto this this character whose name I can't remember, and we have Merge going on to the May. Of course, this is a classic May map there in Nepal. It's very cold, so it's good to bring someone who has a little bit more extra padding on their jacket. So we're going to see them go onto the point. May is going to control it and put down not the best wall, but it looks like still the freeze is going to stop Lord of Lois, and now this is going to be what they need in order to push forward. Trash Panda already going down, and Sid is going to be the next one to fall. And yeah, it looks like a team fight 1-4. Big wall coming out from Merge. Team fight 1 for the side of Burn. Yeah, I think the first time when you push into the May, if the first wall is good enough, you instantly win the team fight. And if the first wall is bad, you lose it. So that wall must have been good enough from Merge to, I suppose, surprise the side of the Megs.
Testing.
Hello?
1, 2.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can very well hear you, but I can't hear what's happening on the team fight.
Oh, I see. Wait, you can't hear me when I'm talking?
Coming from Merge, who stated on the team info that they have a big brain, but
exactly. We see Edicts here.
Showcase there.
Let's take a look at Edicts. He's going to have his Shatter, and Laseki already using his ult. They only get 1, but that's going to be more than enough, I think, for them to win this team fight. The big block coming out from Edicts, stopping Fancy Bunny in his tracks. And, wow, I mean, they have the Transcendence, so this teamfight is going to keep going on, but Merge deciding to use his freeze to push everyone off of the point. But no one's going to die. This is still going to be a long teamfight. I mean, no one is dying on either team, but it looks like now this is going to be what they need to push forward as Merge freezes Sid, and Edict starts swinging, and another great wall coming out from Merge to get Fancy Bunny, and that is what they say is that. It looks like as though they were going to turn that team fight on the side of the Megs with the Transcendence, but they weren't able to use that pressure in order to get any kills.
Meg here, see more coordination coming out from the Burn, which is good compared to the last map where everybody was just throwing everything. Well, May, you do really need that coordination, and they showcase that coordination right here.
It looks like the grabs come out on the side of Burn, but it looks like nothing doing. But now a counter grab coming out from Magic Cat. It's going to be a bomb, and that's going to at least get... It's going to get 3 people. Wow. Looks like there was a delay there for a second, but Lord of Lois gets 3 in the Grabbertron Bombertron, and that's what they can say is that, because Commander Huey is also going to go down, and it looks like they're going to try to stagger Merge, and they're going to get Merge. Let's see if they can get Laseki. No, Laseki seems as though he's completely out, or maybe he died before the team fight. So, I mean, that's just a classic bomb-grab combination there coming out from the side of the Megs.
Well, I'm hungry.
You're hungry? What are you going to be eating tonight? Or this morning?
I haven't had breakfast yet.
Okay. I forgot you're in, yeah, so... you're going to eat breakfast, and I'm going to be watching Laseki because he's going to have his ult, and he gets instantly shattered when he started off his ult. So that's not going to look good for the side of Burn. Now 2 instantly go down, and 3, I assume. Yeah, there goes Labosco, and now, yeah, that's basically it for the side of Burn. They're going to have to run out of here. Laseki going to get smashed in the face by Genosaji, and now they're just going to have to reset, and they're going to be posturing very aggressively here on their front point. We have Magic Cat and Lord of Lois almost getting their ults again for another Gravitron and Bombatron. It's very hard to stop that, so I'd like to see Merge maybe start this team fight off with an early freeze, an early icy attack coming out. But let's see what they can do here as they drop onto the point. Edict has 50% ult, and there goes the early ult. Doesn't look like much is doing there, but they're able to get, I think, 2. They're going to get out of, they're going to make Fancy Bunny's HGH not work out very well for him. And now after this freeze onto Trash Panda, maybe they're going to get killed. No, it looks like everyone else is just going to get killed in the back. I was just watching Merge the entire time, so I apologize, chat, for not catching all of this. But yeah, it looks like they just had overwhelming pressure, and I believe Magic Cat ulted with his grab, which stopped 4 people in their tracks. And once you have a grab and a swinging Fancy Bunny, that's really all you need in order to win a team fight.
Megs has definitely switched it up a bit, and the Burn, you see them going down for that standard Goats comp. Coming in straight onto the point, I see.
Yeah, they need to, because there's 98% left, so... there's the counter shatter. It looks like I don't even know who's going to win this team fight right now. It's a little bit crazy. As we see Lord of Lois get a double kill. Labasco gets Fancy Bunny. This team fight can still go the way of Burn, but they need to get frags, and there's one. Laseki gets Trash Panda, and Edix dies already, so now this is not looking good. It's just 2 left alive, and now 1 left alive as Laseki goes down. Transcendence is not going to be enough for him. He's not going to have the Zen mindset in order to win this team fight, and there goes everyone on the side of Burn. The 2-0 going the way of the Megs. Even though it was pretty close, it was a 2-0 for the Megs. So tell me a little bit about what you think happened there. Why do you think the Megs were just so overpowering?
Hey there. So the Megs. Oh, let's look at this first. Just play the game. Boop. That's really the title of the game, where they just literally took over the match. It was definitely a good boop here by Siwa. He came in from the little small room on the right and left hand side, depends on where you come from, and that really changed the title of the game, the momentum. And because at the start, if you remember, the Orisa took the point, said this point is mine, don't come anywhere near it, and then they won the first fight. But then the second, with the boop coming in, well, the team is to be nowhere to be found. I don't know.
Right. So now we have the Megs going up 1-0 over Burn, and we're gonna go to Route 66. So do you think that Route 66 might do you think it will be good for Burn's team compositions? They've run a little bit of Snoats. They ran what else they run? They ran a McCree. Do you think Route 66 is maybe better for that? Since I do believe that Goats is maybe not as strong on this map as maybe some other maps.
Well, I've Goats here with the Winston would definitely benefit a lot, but I wouldn't see that. I would see more of a Bar, but I see this meta. Maybe even a Reaper. We never know. Heading to this, well, I would definitely see the Burn coming out with a Junkrat from Commander Who.
Oh, for sure.
As his preferred hero is Junkrat, and maybe a Winston Diva coming out from Addicts and Press.
Yeah, I'd like to see that come out. I would love to see a Winston come out. I just love watching a Winston play. I mean, most of these matches have been Reinhardt's, and so seeing a Winston would be really cool. Commander Huey, yes, on his infamous Junkrat. Actually, Burn, I've watched a few of their matches, and Season 1 of Owlet, Commander Huey was known for just his Junkrat play. Basically, all he would do was play Junkrat, and he was extremely dominant on it. And now, Season 2, it seems as though that he has been branching out into different areas of projectile DPS. So we've seen him run the Genji, for example. We've seen him run the Hanzo. So not exactly sure what he's going to be playing here on this map, but yeah, Junkrat is pretty powerful on Route 66. So at least on this first point. But we'll see. We'll see who they choose. Oh, go ahead.
On this quiet sunny day on Route 66. Let's see how these teams match up. Well, Merge coming out here with the Ashe. Well, is this going to be a debate? Let's see. Nope, they are fully committing to this. We do see the Junkrat coming out, as previously stated, that for his Junkrat plays in the previous season. And Merge switching out for that long-range DPS.
Yeah,
Ashe, Mercy here.
Do you like Ashe in this meta? Do you think Ashe is a good pick? Because I've seen some teams think it's like completely trash and they never run it, and then other teams love running Ashe. So, do you think it's good here?
Oh, definitely, for sure. It's gonna be a really with that C4 as well, with the literally shift that bursts people away. Well, we'll see. Oh, for the big girls, point control as well.
So I'm watching Commander Huey. He is spamming. He's doing the things that Junkrats do, being a sneaky little rat, sending his mines over the area, and he's got a little trap set for them. It looks like they're not going to go that way, as this Goats is just going to push the cart, and there you go. There's the first pick from Commander Huey on that Junkrat. I mean, that's just the power of Commander Huey and of Junkrat against this Goats composition. When you have the high ground, it makes it kind of easy. And look at Trash Panda go down as well. So that's 2 people down, and they're going to have to back up already. Wow, big pick by Merge. Wow, everyone is just getting picked off right now. Sid and Lord of Lois after the team fight getting picked off. So it's going to be a bigger stagger, I believe, for the side of the Megs, especially with Laseki rezzing Merge. So I'm taking...
Go
ahead.
No, you... Come on, the play started, my boy.
I'll take a look at Edix right now. He almost has his ult up along with Commander Hugh's tire. He's going to use the tire, I believe, to start this team fight. And I'm taking a look at the tire. Almost gets people, but not able to get it out early enough. Now Lord of Lois getting a kill on Commander Hughie. This is going to be exactly what they need to push this cart further and further. Although Edix does have a sneaky shatter that he could be using. If he's aware that the other team doesn't have ult advantage, he might want to use this as soon as possible. But looks like right now they're just going to back up, and they're getting press W on. And there goes the shatter, but gets no one. He gets smacked in the face, pressed into the wall, and nothing doing as the side of the Megs are able to clean up and get all of these kills without using any ults. It was a dry push, and now the Megs, when they push onto the second point, they're going to have probably every single one of their ults for this next team fight, whereas Burn is only going to have, I think, 3 or 4 of them.
Well, we do have a Shadow Bomb coming up, and maybe 2 support ults coming mid-fight. But you see that the Junkrat really played a key part when Commander Hughie died. He just really got the choke. The fight just went to the blue team's way.
Right, and so now I'm watching Fancy Bunny. There goes the barrier. This is the perfect time for Fancy Bunny to ult. He's able to get Bob and I think one other, but nothing doing otherwise. Lord of Lois, though, gets a 3K, another 3K for Lord of Lois with his bomb, and I don't know what to say. I didn't get to see exactly too much of it, but I do know that the shatter did come out from Fancy Bunny, and I assume Lord of Lois ulted at the same time as him and was able to get the 3K, so great coordination coming out from the side of the Megs. Lord of Lois getting another huge bomb.
Well, it was bomb after bomb, big bombs and a big bomb for Lord of Flies, which really made the fight that it is. And now we see Zara here with a big grab.
But the Transcendence is going to counter that grab a little bit, so it looks like nothing is doing. And Edix does get 1 kill on the Fancy Bunny, so this might be what they need to push forward. He almost has his shatter, so he might look to use it if he doesn't think they're going to win the team fight without it. Right now, the bomb, or we see the tire come out, and they're going to get Lord of Lois with it, which is a good pick since Lord of Lois has been so dominant on that D.Va. But now it looks like this team fight is one for Burn. Yeah, we see Magic Hat goes down to the other large Russian woman, Prez Gamer. So now they're going to have to back up and look to do something else for this next push. They're going to have, I believe, just the grab, and Lord of Lois gets staggered by Merge. So great stagger coming out from Merge to get Lord of Lois right when he's remeching. So for this,
well, this is definitely not the typical stagger from the tier 3 and tier 4 scene where Little Lewis was trying to get back to his spawn and really not looking to get the full reset.
Right. So what do you think is going to happen now for the Megs? How are they going to do this push with only 1 ult? Oh, there it goes, the ult.
We'll see.
Yeah, so here comes the swings into it, and looks like that might actually be enough, even though they had like 4 ults on the side of Burn. All they needed was the graph in order to win that team fight. And we hear a shatter come out from Fancy Bunny trying to kill Commander Hughie, telling him, hey, you're not allowed on this point, mister. Even though they were just fighting 1v6, he didn't have it. He didn't want any of Commander Hughie, so he ulted him, and I think he missed, but anyways, ended up killing Commander Hughie, so you know, there you go. So they're going to push forward. Fancy Bunny doesn't have his ult anymore, but it's a bit of a statement ult, I would say, from the side of the Megs, as we see Edix versus Fancy Bunny. Yeah. So now 4 ults on the side of the Megs, or on the side of Burn, and we see the Shatter come out against Fancy Bunny, and Commander Hughie gets 2 with the Shatter combination with the tire, so basically textbook. They only use, actually they did end up using 3 ults, which was maybe a little bit too many ults for that team fight. They might have only needed to use 1 or 2, so maybe a wasted HGH, a wasted nano coming out from Labosco. How can they use that to their advantage for this next team fight, the Megs?
Well, the Megs, they just really have to play this calm, cool, calculated, where they just have to really give the choke point to the red team, and let's see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll take a look here as Edix is swinging, trying to get his ult faster than Fancy Bunny. As we see the grab come out, I'd like to see him swing. He is swinging into that grab as we see a Transcendence come out from Genocide to keep everyone lined, but right now, oh no, they don't have a shield, so this is going to be a huge bomb. Another 3K from Lord of Lois. Lois just can't help but bomb the other team and get 3Ks every single time. So if you're Burn, how do you counter Lord of Lois's bombs? Can you even counter?
First of all, I will try to get control as added. Say, let's get behind my shield. Let's make sure that Lord of Flies doesn't really get to us.
We see a tire and well, there you go, there's Trash Panda going down to the tire shatter, but looks like that's all they're gonna get, and so this still might be a good team fight for the Megs to swing into. Fancy Bunny's building his ult, and now he has shatter, but he got hacked as they only get 2 people inside of the ult. It looks like ults are just going left, right, and center, and somehow Magic Cat and Genosaw together have managed to win this team fight with the frags, and that's crazy. They're going to push onto the point as we see Lord of Lois give the heart sign over to Laseki as he gets smacked in the face by Genosaji. The big team fight, a very scrappy team fight at the end there. It looks like the power from Zarya and from the Zenyatta getting enough damage out to win that team fight. What did you see on that team fight there at the end?
It was quite scrappy there. Well, the Grav should have really won it for the blue team, but I don't know. They just couldn't really find a follow-up with the Ryan Shadow. Maybe Ryan could have charged somewhere. I don't know, but
I think Edix was hacked. He was hacked actually, which is why he wasn't able to shatter or charge.
Well, for sure, if he got hacked, maybe I don't know. There just really isn't any follow-up to these grabs coming out from the burn, and I would like to see that more coordinated team fights coming out from the burn in this round.
Yeah, so they're going to be running Goats here, which, do you believe Goats is, like, easier to do a more team-coordinated sort of push, or do you think some of these other, like, metas, or, I don't know, there's, like, a ton of crazy metas where people just, like, do Goats and then they add, like, an extra character, like they add Mei, or they add, like, McCree or something. Do you think classic Goats is, like, the easiest sort of composition for a team to run in terms of, you know, like, coordination?
But for beginning teams, it would definitely be quite beneficial, as Goats requires loads and loads of comms, where I think that just really that prepared to run it yet.
I see.
I would see them lose this map entirely, to be honest, just based on their previous performance. Well, prove me wrong, blue team.
Yeah, I'd love to see Burn come back and take a map. I wanted to see this go to a 3-2. My voice is a little bit shot. It hurts a little bit, but I want it to be completely shot by the end of this as we see them take some poke damage. Fancy Bunny getting a fire strike onto him, and EX getting an even better on a 21% ult charge. Hopefully they'll be able to build it as they're slowly pushing this cart around the side. No pressure going out onto the cart, really, but now it's getting spammed down as both of these teams are just sitting up, just looking at each other, just waiting, you know, judging each other right now silently as we're waiting for someone to drop down. And here we go. We see Fancy Bunny drop down first, and they're going to get a kill onto Edix, and Labosca goes down. So everyone's just going down on the side of Burn, and that's going to be that. Merge is trying not to get staggered, but it looks like that he's just going to have to go down right here. That's a big stagger coming out onto Merge and Commander Huey, so that's a team wipe basically a team kill. They didn't drop anyone, and on the side of Burn, everyone died. So just completely dominant, and like you say, looks like your premonition is coming to fruition. Let's say.
Well, we do see Attic swinging, not using his shield quite a lot, killing the red team.
Yeah, so now he's using a shield.
Strike there. Press Gamer not really eating those fire strikes. Well, there's like a 2-second cooldown. Oh, definitely like to see more Graviton Surge eaten by both divas.
Yeah, we haven't seen many eats so far by any of these teams, and oh, there you go. Once again, basically cleaned up, but I didn't see anyone on the side of the Megs go down. So I think that was won there by Magic Cat using his flashbang. He got Edix, who you need to get with that flashbang, and then they just focus him down, and once your main tank goes down in Goats, you're kind of screwed. So we're going to see what Edix can do with this shatter. It's going to be hard to shatter onto high ground, so that's kind of why Goats is a little bit difficult on this Route 66 map. As you see them, look at them be sneaky. Do you like this push coming out from Burn?
Nah, it will definitely not catch him off guard, because the big girls just point to control. Like, it's a 360 merry-go-round. You can just literally rotate anywhere, and if this push is going to be any good for the blue team.
Yeah, they're not touching the cart right now as we see the grab come out. Laseki doesn't have his Transcendence yet, so it looks like they're all going to go. Actually, somehow they live forever. PresGamer eats some of that, but doesn't get all of it. Laseki finally gets his ult for Transcendence, and he's going to use this to give his team the advantage pushing in here. Although we see the sound barrier come out from Sid, it looks like they're just going to have too many ults on the side of the Megs, and they're going to clean up here. Although this team fight still can go either way, PresGamer and Lebosco still have their ults. I don't know if they're going to pop it or not, as we see Merge die. This should be the signal for them to go back. Although PresGamer might want to ult here, that he looked like he was going to ult using his bomb, but it looks like nothing doing. And yeah, they're just going to back up. Edix is going to get staggered here, though. He died early in the team fight. Now looks like he's going to die himself again, and now they're just going to have to back all the way up. A BM ult coming out from Magic Cat, pushing Lebosco back into his respawn room, making him chill out for another 10 or so seconds. There's only 40 seconds left to push. What do you want to see them do here on the side of Burn? Because they've just been getting stuffed every single team fight.
They would definitely have to utilize more on the picks that they got and just have one single target focus, which is the point of goats.
Yeah, for sure. As we see Merge with his graph here, what do you think he's going to do with it? Who do you think he's going to target?
Well, Merge is definitely going to target the big goals, maybe. Just stuck it into the walls.
We'll see if he's going to use it right now. Yeah, he uses it onto the bottom of the wall. That's a pretty interesting use of it, as we see, I think 5 ults literally all at the same time from the side of Burn, but only one person died and Lord of Lois, and it looks like they're going to be able to clean up off of it because Geno Saji still has his Transcendence, and he's going to get a lot of heals. Actually, it looks like they're going to turn this team fight on the side of Burn. Edix killing Fancy Bunny, and that might be exactly what they need in order to get this first push, as now Magic Cat and Geno Saji need to scatter, tail between the legs, and run away. Do you think they're going to come back and challenge this point, or are they just going to let them have it? Looks like they're just going to let him have it.
Let them have it. There's no point just feeding them out charge. Well, we could see the blue team, the Burn, just focusing on the Ryan, chasing him, which is not quite good as the Ryan still should be up. But it was a good change of pace where they just had one target.
So we see Lebosco take out Genocide early. This might be what they need to win the team fight, although Sid uses his sound barrier, so they're going to stay alive for a little bit longer. Merge gets a kill on the Fancy Bunny, so both main tanks down, but it looks like the pressure coming out from Sid using the speed boost to get his team into their faces. Looks like that's all they're going to need. Now with no shield, Laseki and PresGamer are going to go down. They need to back up and be careful here. Once again, kind of stuffed in front of their spawn. What won the team fight for them? Because I feel as though they've been winning these team fights kind of like similar to like, I don't know, like they've been winning it similarly every single team fight. I don't know if you feel the same way, but it looks like they're just like running their head into the wall for the most part inside of Burn.
Yeah, for sure. The only reason that they won the point that was, as I said before, they chased the Ryan down and the Ryan died, and then they won the overall team. And there was just no target focus again here coming from the blue team, the Burn. Have a single target focus and push the card.
Wow.
And I don't know, they're just holding here, just getting. It should be going into the enemy team spaces and taking on the fight.
It looks like they're trying to do that right now as we see the Gravitron come out. Edix has his... There we go. He's going to shatter Fancy Bunny. I believe he gets 2 maybe, but the grab coming out from Lord of Lois is actually kind of big. It's going to stop them from moving forward and give Fancy Bunny the ult charge he needs to shatter and get 3 with it. And it looks like the advantage is going to go to the Megs, although Lebosco uses his sound barrier, so this is still a team fight that anyone can win. Edix about to get his ult again as PresGamer uses his... bomb, gets no one, but Edix gets a shatter off onto Trash Panda, I believe, and gets him down. Actually gets it on the Fancy Bunny, so even better. And they're going to push forward using that advantage. Edix getting 2 ults in one team fight. That's crazy. How does that happen?
Beware, my child. Because Magic Cat, with his Deadeye, he could really do some damage here if the Burn does get caught off guard.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at him. We'll see if they choose to stop this. It looks like they're going to try to choose it. And here he comes. He's trying to be sneaky. He's actually running straight into him. Wow, and eaten by PresGamer. That was a great eat from him. Using his patience to eat the ult would have killed Laseki. And it looks like they're going to be able to push this using that eat. It looks like nothing doing after that ult came out. Really, they didn't have anything much else to combo that with. So a nice sneaky try coming out from Magic Cat, but nothing doing. And so now they're going to be pushing on to the last point. So what do you want to see come out from this GOATS composition on here? Do you think they're pushing up far enough, or do you think they're pushed up too far? Do you like this posturing from them?
They're pushing up too far. They're leaving a Zen isolator, which is not good. A single flank could just be deadly to the Burn. I feel
Right.
as if there's a coach somewhere yelling them
Oh, there's a 5-6 man grab, maybe. They just need to get some swings into it, but no swings from Edix because he died to Fancy Bunny's Fire Strike, and now it looks like advantage side of Merge as Fancy Bunny. I think he gets maybe one. I don't know if he gets anyone with that shatter, but they're just going to back up anyways because you don't want the angry German man shattering at you. So they're going to back up, wait for their team, and then they're going to push back into it as Trash Panda gives his team the shields for this next team fight. This is going to be a big team fight for both teams. Laseki and Labosco need to come up huge here with their Transcendence and their Sound Barrier to keep their team alive. This is what they need in order to have advantage in these team fights. If they don't use it at the right time or if they use it at the same time, it's going to be bad for them. So let's see what they can do here. If they can use it at the right times. Prez Gamer uses his ult a little bit early in order to not die, and now, wow, it looks like the ult from Merge getting, I think, 4 or 5 or 6, maybe everyone, and Commander Huey swinging into it is enough for them to win that team fight, and they still have 2 support ults, so they still have advantage. I'd like to see them push forward a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, 2 support ults online. I see it's GG for the Merge, and we'll definitely see a 3rd round here.
Actually, I don't know about that as Magic Cat gets 2 with his ult. Looks like the Grabbertron, Bombertron's enough. Although Edix gets a 4-man shatter and he's going to get Lord of Lois pinned against the wall, but the big bubble saves Lord of Lois, and now it looks like the side of Megs is going to win it because just the respawns are coming in, and it's not going to be enough for them to I think, do anything here. Laseki is alone on the point along with Commander Huey, and they're both going down. Labosco trying to do what he can, but nothing much. So we see Trash Panda shake his head no. Merge gets his grab off, but nothing doing because he's not on the point. And the Megs win that team fight. It looks like it should have been one for Burn, don't you think?
It shows an experience here. I don't know how, but congrats to Lord of Flows.
Yeah, so many bombs.
Plays, yeah, coming in big.
Let's take a look at this bomb. I want to see what happened there. I think Fancy Bunny got a shatter off, which helped. He got, I think, 1, and I think Sid was stuck. Actually, Sid wasn't the one who went down. It was Laseki and Merge, so really great bomb coming out from... you don't even need, like, a shatter or a grab to get your bombs out. That's how good Lord of Lois is, as we see the Megs going up 2-0. So these teams seem fairly equal, except in team coordination, because, you know, they've just had problems getting, I think, their ults together. I know Laseki and Labosco maybe haven't played enough with each other to stagger their support ults at the right time, because I saw that as kind of a problem for Burn.
Oh. I don't know. It just feels like the Burn is slowly improving. There's a coach, then their voice channel shouting them before each fight, like before each round, what to do and how to. But I would definitely hope to see a huge improvement break where maybe their coach will give them a huge tip and try to get the team rally together behind one objective and definitely win this map against the Megs. On to Horizon Luna, we'll definitely see a Junkrat maybe somewhere for Commander Hugh popping off.
You think the Junkrat's gonna come out? Well, you know,
Sure.
Horizon, you can run like a ton of different things on Horizon actually. So, you know, we might see the Junkrat, we might see a Genji, we might see a Symmetra. Who knows? Who knows? What do you want to see? You personally, what do you want to see?
Bastion, Symmetra, Junkrat.
You want to see 3 DPS Bastion, Symmetra, Junkrat, the easy composition. That's like if you were like in Silver or something and you ran that, I feel like you would like win every single game, you know?
For sure. And for Diamond, I think as well, with a coordinated team fight, I would definitely Symmetra, Junkrat, and Bastion winning here. Maybe even a Torb for DPS. See, this is a new 4 DPS comp. Yeah, I don't know. To support 4 DPS, maybe?
Yeah.
With the quick rotations, they'll definitely win the team fights against the Megs.
I do believe we should see a Torbjorn come out for the side of Burn on defense. I believe Torb Orisa is just super powerful. I'm only being a little bit sarcastic too. I've ran it so many times in ranked and it works every single time. So I mean, surely it has to work in these matches, right?
Yeah, for sure. For this ELO, definitely, I would see them taking the chances, taking the risk to go for these big compositions and just win it.
It looks like we're having a little bit of a pause here. Let me see if I can figure out why. It looks like they're not saying why. They're just waiting for someone to come back into the match. So that's fine. I think
Yeah,
I assume that's their coach. Let's take a look. ASCII spectate red only, yeah, so...
Oh no, it's the Megs coach.
Is that their Megs coach? Because his
Yeah,
SR is 2600, so... I mean, he's still gonna be their
it's
coach.
Nasky spectate rate. Hey, I'm a bronze coach.
Hey, man.
I'm offended.
I mean, you can be, you can be a coach with any SR, so,
For sure.
So we're gonna see, hopefully they'll start because my voice is killing me and I want to get through these
Oh,
maps.
it's a sub.
It's a sub. So Nasty's coming in for Sid. Okay, so Sid was their off support. He was playing Lucio, right? So Sid going in for them. Be an interesting pickup. Sid was actually, in my opinion, very dominant, extremely good on that Lucio. So it looks like they're going to be running maybe something a little bit different here on the side of the Megs. What do you want to see come out now that they swapped off a Lucio? Maybe what compositions do you think are going to come out?
Excuse me. Let's look at his career profile real quick. Hopefully it's not private. Oh yeah, Lucio. Oh, no.
What?
Open up his career profile. It's a Mercy one trick. Maybe they'll run a Fire Mercy. Maybe. Definitely.
Ooh, a Far Mercy would be cool, especially against Commander Huey. Now, Commander Huey is known for his Junkrat, but he's also been grinding that Pharah, so yeah, I would love to see a Pharah v Pharah matchup in the skies, although we're in the moon, so I don't know. I'd love to see a Pharah v Pharah matchup in the moon section of this map where, zero gravity comes into play. Would make for some sick air shots,
Yeah.
As I'm going out into the moon looking at this lunar colony. Have you ever wanted to go to the moon yourself?
For sure, my boy. I just want to explore as much as possible in this time that I had on Earth. See as much as possible.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Right now we're gonna be exploring. We're gonna be exploring these Overwatch teams as they play in this map. So we see Nasky going on to that Lucio, so I don't know if maybe they just wanted to get fresh legs in there because they're running the same composition. But we do see Commander Huey on that Junkrat. Are you happy to see that in this map?
If it might be a debate from the Megs, as we see Nasky is a Mercy one trick. I don't know. I just feel as if the burn is gonna have a disadvantage if they do see a Fire Mercy because of not being able. Well, it relies heavily on Merge now. He needs to get those kills if they do run Fire Merge.
Yeah, we'll see. Nasky, I think Nasky's been playing a lot of Lucio in this past competitive season, so not a complete Mercy one check. Maybe he's been working on some other things, working on some other healers. As we see that Commander Huey gets a little trigger onto Lord of Lois, and now DMEC, that's going to be huge for this team fight because now he's free reign to just spam and spam and spam, and he's going to get Nasky, and Merge is going to pick up Lord of Lois in the baby diva form, so they're just going to tuck tail and run away.
They need to clean up here more. You get speed picks. I would definitely love to see the Diva and the Zarya just going in there, and Diva and maybe the Junkrat going in there and finishing off the targets because they literally got 2 picks off and they need to clean up and give them a full.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be good to get extra picks after the team fight so that you can stagger them more. But Gino Saji goes down to Commander Huey. I apologize, by the way, Gino, if I'm saying your name wrong, because I feel like I am. So Gino gets picked off by Commander Huey. I heard like a 1-2 punch, so maybe he got a little bit unlucky and stepped on top of a bomb as it was exploding. But Commander Huey showing his dominance on this Junkrat. And so I expect this next team fight, by the time they walk around this corner, he's going to be sending out a tire to scare them away. Here we go. They're going to go around the corner, and they are running dive now. Luckily, the shield from Zarya allowed Fancy Money to live and not get trapped by the trap, but it looks like they're just going to get kills. They only use one ult, they use the bomb, and they're able to get Lord of Lois, and that might be enough for them in the team fight because that Diva is so powerful in terms of eating damage. So when the Diva is gone, Junkrat is free to do whatever he wants, and Merge is free to shoot as many times as he wants into the enemy team. So once again, they're going to back up. They don't seem to get those stagger picks like you want to see coming out from them, but it looks like it's still enough for them to win these team fights pretty handily.
I just got one question from Magic Cat. How is he at 7 charge when there's a Junkrat? You could just easily feed up the Junkrat with charges.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he's using the bubble a little bit too early sometimes, because, again, Junkrat kills Lord of Lois one more time. Just having a field day against this mech, and so I'm pretty sure Commander Hugh could have had like 3 ults by the time, you know, if he used his ults like consistently, but he's holding it for the right time. It looks like he doesn't even need to use it because this team is stuck in this little area. They're not going to be able to do much of anything. With 90 seconds left on the side of the Megs, they're going to need to do something with this as Lord of Lewis gets staggered pretty heavily there. I've just been watching Commander Huey go to town right now on this Junkrat. So, I don't know. What do you do if you are the Megs right now? This dive has not been working out as we see a Genji come out on Magicat.
Far Mercy. Far Mercy would definitely be the question.
Yeah, it might be the most pertinent pickup here to question Commander Huey's dominance. Pharah very strong, but it looks like Fancy Bunny getting sucked up, using his shield a little bit early as we see the tire come out. That's 2 picks already, so they're going to be fighting this 4v6. Fancy Bunny looking for something to do here, but he gets sucked up and now he's gonna have to run away with low health. He might get picked off here as we see a stagger. No, but we do see Nasky, and actually yes, we do see staggers. Laseki getting some dinks on the Magicat and Merge, taking out Lord of Lois's mech. Actually, they're just gonna keep Lord of Lois staggered, I believe. Yeah, Lord of Lois is just gonna sit there with his weapon out. I'd like to see him go back and maybe switch, but he might have his bomb, so that might be why he's not doing that. So we see 4 ults on the side of Burn. What do you think this team fight is going to hold for the Megs?
They will definitely go all the way to the left and ignore that. Just go straight to point.
Yeah, it seems like that's going to be the answer for them. We see a Transcendence coming out from Laseki, and this is probably well timed, although he dropped off of the point. Now I'm looking at Edicts with his bongos. Bob went down on the point to cause as much havoc as possible, and yeah, without shields it's going to do a lot of damage, but Bob is taken out, and Commander Huey gets a triple kill. Huge. Actually gets a quad. Lord of Lewis trying to counter with a bomb of his own, having to get tons of triples, but only gets 1 this time, and Edicts going down, Laseki killing his mech, and that is how we say is that. They don't even get 1 tick on this point. So yeah, huge tire.
Before, they need to do something big in order to win the match, and they do. They run that Ash. They run is not common in this meta and in this map. Well, it's a new meta, I suppose. So maybe it's a new meta for this low elo. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we do see a big carry here, and we definitely can't count out Eddic with the shields, man. Those were good, some good rotations and some good potential big bongos coming in and well timed. Congrats to Commander Hugh and his team on this full hold.
Yeah, it seems as though this team is very good at bunkering down, and when things are closed in like this map tends to favor teams that are good in these closed in areas versus some of the more open, maybe divish areas, maybe these areas that, you know, reward things like bombs a little bit more, you know, maybe that favors the Megs. But yeah, really great job on this Horizon Lunar Colony. This team, I do believe Edicts and Commander Huey were the backbone of that one, because Commander Huey was just getting pick after pick, and Edicts had his shield down at all times, making sure his backline stayed safe. So great job on them. As we see, you see this from Magicat. I don't know if he's baiting us. I think he's actually serious. He's very serious right now as we see Magicat on this Bastion. We're going to see a Bastion Orisa sit here on this top point and ask the other team, hey, what are you going to do against all this spam? We're going to win the shield fight this time. So I like this as a counter to Goats, although if they run past it and go on to point, it's going to be very hard for them to rotate in a timely fashion. So I'm going to be watching Labosco here on this Lucio, see what they can do here. From his point of view, they should be able to boost past this Bastion, but I don't know if they're going to see it fast enough. Here it goes. They're going to go under it. That's big IQ, high IQ plays coming out from Labosco. And now they're just going to stand on point. All they do is need 1 tick, so let's see if they can get that 1 tick. It looks like they're going to have enough time to set up the Bastion, and it still looks like the teamfight is going the way of, yeah, it looks like 3 picks have gone the side of a Burn, as this Bastion doesn't seem to be doing anything, and Magicat killed by Lastinky as Naseki is trying to get his ult back on, or trying to get a res onto Magicat as he does, but really all they need is 1 tick, and now he has to drop on the point, and that's going to be it. That was a very easy team fight for the side of Burn, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. It would definitely be the Megs should have done in the first round, where they just kind of go straight on the point and ignore the Junkrat and force him to rotate. But they didn't really just do that. And when Huey has his ult, which we see here, is a big tide change.
Yeah, let's take a look at this tire. Oh, right when the shield went down too. So I think someone either shot the shield or I'm not sure, but you know, able to get a 4K. And you know, when you get a 4K on tire, that wins you the team fight. So great job from Commander Huey. I was spectating him for most of this match, and he was very impressive with that Junkrat. So now we go into Blizzard World. Do you like Blizzard World as a map?
Well, my team Pluto Gaming yesterday in the Open Division playoffs. Well, I just sort of said, go ham. Like, people are watching. We defeated Kicks like 3-0 last time, and we were caught on the back foot. We were tied 2-2. I said that, you know, go ham, catch them off guard. And they 4 DPS and 1 healer. I think, yeah, they ran 4 DPS, 1 healer, and 1 tank comp. It was crazy. And I'll definitely see the Burn doing something like similar like that, because they need to take the risk in order to win the fight against the Megs.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I'm on delay because I've been called out here.
Delay, I think.
I am on. It says enabled right here. It says stream delay enabled. So, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna have a break.
Yeah.
Or are we gonna have a break? Okay, we are gonna have a break.
Someone's computer's ham.
Oh, I see.
I think the merge. Wait, computer is ham. That's why we don't see that much of a hit scan plays coming out of him.
Okay. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Let's see here. I think the PTR change is live. Yeah, so we have some.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've wanted to see Reaper. You know, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I do want to see Reaper, especially in Owlet. I mean, maybe it won't work in the higher levels, but I really do think Reaper can be a very powerful weapon here, especially with his buffs being added and the D.Va nerfs.
Yeah, for sure. I saw Kicks running the Reaper yesterday against my team Pluto. Worked fantastically. Again, my team's old-fashioned kind of play.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we had more experience and more skilled players. Well, I would definitely recommend the Burn or the Megs to definitely run the Reaper and try it, because you never know, it might work out.
And when your back is against the wall like it is for Burn, you might want to pull out some of the rabbits out of the hat. So yeah, I think a Reaper would be pretty cool to see. Although I'm not sure who the Reaper player on Burn's team would be. I mean, Reaper's a fairly easy character to play. So you might want to see it on, you might switch Commander Huey onto the Reaper and then have Merge stick on the hit scan, because they seem to have a lot of success with that. Classic Commander Huey sticks to all of the projectiles and Merge sticks to all the hit scan. So maybe that's what you want to do. But who knows? Who knows as we go into Blizzard World, which is one of, in my opinion, one of the most diverse maps that Blizzard has created in terms of the metas that you can run. I believe like every single section of this map has a distinct...
It's quite different, unique.
Yeah, exactly. So like the second point, you know, is very good for dive in a lot of ways, but it's also, there's ways in which, you know, goats can work for it. And so I quite like Blizzard World. It's probably my favorite map in terms of like the newer maps that have come out from Blizzard.
You can literally run anything in Blizzard World. I don't think that there's like a set meta for Blizzard World, so you can go ham with the comps. And especially if you do go for those crazy comps and the enemy team doesn't know how to counter it, man, you won the map.
Yeah. Yeah, I excuse me, sorry, my throat is killing me right now. I have not drunken one sip of water this entire day, so I'm casting.
Drink.
All right, I'm gonna go drink. I want you to just talk about what you want to see come out from Burn here while I go. So just tell the audience like, hey, what's up, you know. And then that's it. Okay, I'm gonna get some water.
Hey team, what's up? This is Ragon. Come support my team, Tuto Gaming. in the upcoming Tale of Division. I think tonight, Australian time. Let me check conversion here for EST to AEDT. No, let's have a look. Interesting. If you guys are really committed here, it'll be on at 3 a.m. Sorry, 1 a.m. at midnight, all the way through to 9 a.m. in the morning. So if you set me up, DM me at Ragon number 4727, and maybe we can make something happen. And I'm taking in applications for a long-term development team. So NESR just hit I'm taking in applications, and Burn against the Megs, it's just quite cringy. But there's definitely a lot of room for improvement for both teams. Both teams do have their strengths and weaknesses. The Megs especially, they do have that coordination. I would definitely see a huge potential of improvement for their out management, and the way that they approach their fight. The pathing of it was quite questionable, but the Burn just had that factor where the Junkrat just took over on the Lunar Horizon colony map and the Route 66 map. When you see Commander, they lost a fucking team fight. The Commander Huey factor was just huge.
I am back, and yes, the Commander Huey factor was indeed huge for the side of Burn. Going into this Blizzard world, I would love to see Commander Huey go onto a Pharah. I'd love to see a Pharah Mercy, maybe Laseki go onto Mercy, and just give Commander Huey the little boost that he needs in order to get more damage out, because this map, there's a lot of compositions you can run, and Pharah is, in my opinion, one of the most effective DPS in this ELO range, so would love to see Commander Huey rain justice from the skies as we go into Blizzard world. I do believe these teams should have switched, I think one of these teams needs to attack first, and then the other team needs to defend, I just don't think that they've done this right, but that's okay. We'll just continue on with how it's going on. So, anyways, we're gonna take a quick look at this, so we see the Junkrat still on Commander Huey, and we see Merge come out on the Widowmaker. I believe this is the first Widowmaker. Actually, I lied completely. We're gonna have, once again, Ash, we have Widowmaker Light here coming out for the side of Burn. So, do you think this composition will be as powerful as it was on Horizon Lunar Colony on this a little bit more open of a map?
Well, on the first point, that definitely, just because there's only so that you can enter, and you only can choose one out of, like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entrances, and the Junkrat play a huge part here. If they do end up running goats, well, bad luck, my boys. Coming shortly for you guys.
Yeah, so we're gonna see them go over through this right corridor. I'm gonna take a look at Fancy Bunny, see how they can get past the spam damage, because there's gonna be a ton of it. So he's just gonna be swinging, he's gonna be holding up his shield, he's gonna be doing Reinhardt things, get sucked up, and now all this damage has come down from the side of Burn, and that's enough to take out Fancy Bunny. He was immediately eviscerated by all of this damage, and so now they're still gonna be pushing on this team fight, try to get ult charge. They're able to get Commander Huey and PresGamer out of his mech, so now this might actually be a winnable team fight for them, although Edix is still alive, so they still have that main tank advantage for Burn. But now that he's dropped down, this might be a little bit suspicious for them, as Lord of Lewis gets the orb and able to stay alive against it, and that was an easy cap.
So I don't know what they were thinking, that the Commander Huey just wasn't focusing the right target with his. Just feel like he's just spamming them unconsciously.
That is the life of a Junkrat, to be honest. Spamming unconsciously, that's what I do when I'm Junkrat. Commander Huey has been on point. Now he has his ult, though, so even though maybe he wasn't targeting the right people, he might be able to do something huge here as he stands on this high ground, maybe trying to get something a little bit sneaky, as they are pushed forward very, very high. And Commander Huey gets one on the Magic Cat, although he's cleaned up by Lord of Lois, and so it's a 5v6, or excuse me, a 5v4 fight. Advantage on the side of Burn, and now they're going to be pushed back. That was an extremely aggressive hold coming out from the side of the Megs, and I would like to see the Megs use ults. If they're gonna push forward that aggressively, they need to be able to use their ults, and they held their ults, which is not good. So, in my opinion, at least.
Baby Diva jump off. Baby Diva jump off. Baby.
Or Lord of Lois is at 50%, so he wants to make sure that he gets that gold damage with that Baby Diva. So actually able to get a ton of damage and already back on. So it was better for him not to jump off. So that's a little bit unfortunate that they were able to get so much damage off from that. Here comes the Gravitron Bombitron. Might get one, might get two actually. Wow. So Labasco uses his HGH and not going to keep his team alive, and so yeah, they're all just going to have to back out of here. Genocide going from the Zenyatta onto the Zarya, so they're trying out a few new tricks in terms of who plays what on this team. So Cat moving over to support. I didn't notice that. Was that on Horizon Lunar Colony as well? Because Genocide was playing Zenyatta all the way onto Route 66, so... Wow, already this entire team just getting smacked in the face by a big fire strike from Fancy Bunny, and now looks like they're just going to go down one after another. Labasco on this Ana. The problem with Ana is that sometimes if you don't have your nade out, sometimes it's hard to get heals onto everyone. And we see that problem coming out as we see Labasco and Laseki get smacked in the face by Fancy Bunny's ult. Bit of an aggressive ult, but I love to see that come out from Fancy Bunny, as they're just causing havoc. They're pushing wherever they feel like.
Well, we do see Cat here on field duty, and I would suggest the red team definitely use the Discord. Me saying that just means that leave the payload alone and just push up and kill the enemy team.
Alright, so what do you think is going to be the form of attack here for the Megs as the shield goes down for Edicts? They get, I think, 2 with it, so Magic Hat goes down to it, as well as Lord of Lois's mech. Nasky trying to keep everyone else alive at the end of this team fight, but it looks like they're just going to back up off of it. So, although we hear a grab come out from Genocide, but doesn't look like they're going to do anything with it because Fancy Bunny just was too low on health, couldn't do anything, and now we see the cleanup coming out from Laseki and PresGamer onto their team. So I think this is the first successful hold for the side of Burn now that they get to kind of like bunker down. This is where really you see Burn shine.
Where is the Junkrat?
Where's the Junkrat? Commander Huey has switched off of Junkrat. Now he's on Brigitte. So here comes the grab come out. Edicts has very low health, so maybe the grab was a little bit too soon. Needed to coordinate a little bit better with his team. Commander Huey trying to push Fancy Bunny out of the way so that Merge can get a huge bomb, but nothing doing there. Only gets Lord of Lois, and it looks like the teamfight is turning the way of the Megs because Cat picks out Merge, and so now without the defense matrix or their main tank, really not able to defend anything. So they're just going to walk forward. Laseki uses ult maybe a little bit too late here, trying to keep PresGamer alive, but otherwise he's just going to die to a swing from Fancy Bunny, and this push is going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy for the Megs as they have Lord of Lois's bomb. He puts the bomb onto the cart to make sure no one gets on there. It looks like they're going to be able to contest it still, maybe a little bit early. They get Merge from the bomb, though, and yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, yeah.
Good push.
Good push. What do you think the Megs did right there at that push?
The Max just had more coordination at the end of the day. I don't know, the Ryan just swing. He forgot that his counterpart Fancy Bunny had that shatter, so he just swing, forgetting that, you know, his hammer that shatter. No, I think that Genocide should have used his.
Less?
Sorry, should have used his bubble more efficiently to block those shatter instead of just throwing it out there to the Lucios.
It's kind of hard though as a Zarya sometimes to time the bubble shatter thing. At least as whenever I play Zarya, it's very difficult for me to do it. But Geno Saji, uses ult early I think like once or twice, but is still able to win team fights, and the pressure that he was able to put onto the other team by just walking forward and doing damages was clearly enough for them to roll, I would say, Megs, or roll Burn, excuse me. So now we're gonna see PresGamer probably baiting me with this hamster pick. He's probably gonna go on to the Diva, probably. So we'll see what they can do with this classic, well, not classic, but with this GOATS lineup. I like to call it the classic GOATS lineup, but You know, I think to me every Goats lineup is a classic. You know, it's an instant classic. So anyways, we'll see what they can do with this push. As I'm going to take an aerial view of this team fight. I'm talking the 360 view, okay? As we see the Goats v Goats lineup, they are going to allow them to walk onto point, because they're going to be positioned quite back. So we're going to see a team fight. Actually, they're going to go around the right-hand side, be a little bit sneaky as we see Merge maybe break off, give sight to Lord of Lois, and now they know that they're going to be coming through this left-hand side as Merge again peeks, uses his bubble, and they're just going to go around the other side. Now Merge doesn't have a bubble to save himself, so they have to be a little bit careful. Bubble down for Genocide, and now Fancy Bunny can be aggressive a little bit. And they're going to be pushing through this little area right here. Edix has the better shield over Fancy Bunny, and Fancy Bunny getting pushed around like a ragdoll, but looks like nothing is going to be doing for either of these teams as this team fight goes on forever. Merge finally able to get something going. Lord of Lois is down, and now this should give them the chance to walk forward and do the W as Edix is just pressing W, pressing left mouse button and getting kills alongside Merge and PresGamer, who I think got like 4 or 5 of the kills there in that team fight. So what did you see there as the success for Burn in that team fight, Goats v Goats?
They used a part caught the red team, the Megs, off guard. They didn't rotate quick enough. That's how they lost the team fight. Well, PresGamer using the high ground advantage, flying, taking the wrong road.
So we see the grab come out before the shatter. Oh, they're able to get Fancy Bunny, and huge coming out there from PresGamer, Merge, and Edix combining there for the 3-man Grabbertron, Bombertron. That was textbook. Everything else is just cleanup. Yeah, there's the stagger onto Lord of Lois. So, yeah, that was a textbook Bombertron, Grabbertron there from the side of Burn. Edix getting a big charge onto Fancy Bunny. That's what you want to see coming out from your main tank.
There's definitely a change of pace here when Lord of Flies just took so many good bombs, and PresGamer definitely showing off his diva skills.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So we see Fancy Bunny going low. Edix putting pressure on the shield. Both of these shields are low as we get a four-man shatter, and that's going to counter their bomb. So, or their Gravitron, excuse me. So, yeah, really great job coming out from Edix to get the well-timed shatter, and that's really all they needed to use there. Labasco didn't really need to use his ult, but it's fine because they're still going to have Laseki with his trance, so they still have the ability to get an advantage here in this next team fight with their pressure, as we see the entirety of their team in like 3 or 4 different areas on the side of Burn. So we see Labasco like in their back line, and like Edix is behind their support, so it's a kind of confusing. They're only going to need to group up as they do group up here. I think these like pushes here have been a little bit less coordinated in terms of like holding up forward after winning a team fight. So Burn, they win a team fight, they hold up forward, but they're not as coordinated as the Megs when they do that. We hear Commander Huey use his ult, and now Edix unable to block it, although he heard it come out. He was almost able to block it, but not able to get it at the end. Magic Cat gets 2 with his barrage. Labasco and PresGamer going down. Laseki using his ult a little bit late, and so now they're going to need to back out of here and just wait for the next team fight. Edix, I think, is going to get staggered, as well as Commander Huey, so if Commander Huey can get out, that would be a miracle. He's just swinging, but nothing doing there. Magic Cat getting a 4K in that team fight. We see more staggers come out, too.
Not much peel there from PresGamer onto his Zenyatta Laseki, and Laseki going off to the wrong side of the map here. He was supposed to go to the spawn, but no, let's go to the open space where the break can just stagger me.
Yeah, something to look for their diva play, whether or not you're getting the peel that you need to. Sometimes you just want to be super aggressive. We see the 5-man grab there come out, and not able to do anything with that, so well bubbled and well shielded on the side of the Megs. As we see the shatter come out, he able to get 2 or 3 with it, but this team fight can still go any other way. No, it looks like Fancy Bunny able to get Laseki, and now after that grab, it looks like that's going to be all she wrote for Burn, as now they're getting stuffed and not able to do much of anything here. Nasky taking out Merge, and so now they're going to have to go back to the drawing board here. Edix with his shatter, Commander Huey with his rally, so maybe they're going to be able to combine something there and get something special going on, because if they can't, it looks like it's going to be the end for Burn. They'll have to go down 3-1. So what do you want to see come out from Edicts here? What kind of shatter? What do you want to see come out onto Fancy Bunny from the side of Burn? Oh, they're just going to walk forward. There goes the shatter. Labasco, huge speed barrier, or huge sound, able to get them to go forward. And the counter shatter coming out from Fancy Bunny. It's just fighting going on left, right, and center. I can't even talk properly because everything is going on. It looks like they all lived on the side of the Megs, even though they had a big combo there. Finally, Prez Gamer and Commander Huey combining to get kills onto their front line. It looks like this might be the push that they need in order to get this cap, as 4 people already down. Cat almost going down, but able to stay alive here as they're going to push onto this point. Lord of Lois with his grab. Let's see what they can do with it. Maybe he's not able to get grab fast enough. There you go. Here goes the grab, and there it goes. Lord of Lois able to get Laseki and a 5-man Gravitron, and they're all hurt on the side. That's huge for the Megs. Lord of Lois doing what he needs to do to keep his team ahead with advantage here, with the time advantage, because now the clock is ticked down to 2 minutes, and they're going to have to go back and think about what they've done wrong. They're in the timeout share on the side of the Megs, or on the side of Team Burn. They're going to have to think about it. So what do you think they could do here with this next push without any ults right now? They're going to have to go in dry against 2 ults.
Yeah, definitely. Ragon beating the ult and putting the ultimate, definitely huge, because Press Gamer, he has that bomb, and we do see a support ult coming online, the sound barrier.
Right.
Definitely be interesting. They can definitely win the fight.
That's for sure. I'm going to be taking a look at Magic Cat, see if Magic Cat can do any magic here with his... It looks like he was about to ult there, but not able to do anything, and now he gets low. It looks like the advantage is on the side of Burn because Edicts takes out Fancy Bunny, but now 2 are down. Labasco, I don't know if he used his sound barrier or not, but it looks like they're all down, as Magic Cat gets 1 kill into Edicts, and wow, looks like Burn is going to trail this team fight around because Merge gets a 2k onto some of their most important players, and that's it. Just the pressure from Merge getting those kills, putting the damage out was enough for them to push that cart all the way to the point. So now Burn is going to be on the back foot there, with about 1 minute and 42 seconds less than the side of the Megs. So when your back is against the wall, what kind of attack do you want to see come out? What do you pull out in these trying times?
A Hammond.
Do you think they're going to run Hammond?
Yeah, for sure. Because the damage reduction recently definitely benefits the Hammond a lot. Because the only way that you can destroy a Hammond is by shooting his head, and based on the CELO, I don't think that's possible.
You don't think they're going to be able to
Quite
click
rare,
on their heads?
Not impossible. Excuse my language. It's quite rare. Yeah, just rare.
We have Magic Cat coming here on the Pharah. The Pharah having a lot of success. This is what I wanted to see come out from Burn, but instead we see it on the side of the Megs, and so maybe it's a little bit easier to hit a Hammond as a Pharah. I'm not entirely sure. I compared to at least clicking on his head, it might be a little bit easier, because clicking on people's heads is a little bit more difficult than it sounds, just a little bit. So we'll see what they can do on the side of Burn here. They're coming out with another Zenyatta Goats. They've been running the Zenyatta Goats a lot to varying success, so hopefully it'll work out for them. I'm going to be taking a look at Edicts, see where he pushes here in this team fight. Last time they went right hand side. We'll see what they go this time. Yeah, they're going through main. They're going to be pushing right once again. Maybe going around sneaky deaky, like, although they see Merge here going on to this McCree, so McCree Goats, the Moats as I like to call it. They're going to be sitting here on the point, trying to get some spam damage, and then they're going to drop down. Maybe trying to pick out that Pharah before the team fight happens, although they are booped off of the high ground, so this is not looking good, especially with Merge getting purpled. Big purple coming out on the side of Gino, so now they're going to have to back up a little bit. Now Edicts has slept, so this is going to be the time for Fancy Man to push for it, although he gets awoken by Magic Cat, putting in a lot of damage. It looks like Gino is going to have his HGH before anything else. Actually, Merge might have his high spoon here, but Commander Huey runs in front of his team, so he's dead, although Cat gets taken out as well, as Merge is on this side. No one's looking at him right now, so Magic Cat is one more shot away, but Lord of Lois kits Merge. That was a huge pick because he had high spoon, so now that ultimate is denied, and so they just need to run to point. Commander Huey's probably going to switch to a Tracer or something along those lines, as we see a dive come out. Finally, we see a Pharah come out on the side of Burn, but it might be too little too late, as they only have 7 seconds left, and I don't think they have anyone who can touch here. Labasco is going to have to speed boost them. Edicts is going to have to touch the point, and he gets there with 0.5 seconds left, but otherwise there's nothing doing. Merge waiting for some opportunity to get a high spoon out, but nothing doing here. Magic Cat gets his ult out and finally uses it, gets 2, and Commander Huey's the only one left alive along with Lebowsko, although Cat reses Magic Cat, so the 2 kitties working together there. Commander Huey gets Cat, but that's going to be it, and so it looks like the Megs are going to take this win 3-1. Actually, no, because we still have an attack to play. I completely forgot. I apologize, but still, that's a victory for the Megs here, because I don't think they got... Did they get a tick? I don't believe that they got a tick here. So, are you still in here?
No, it's just gonna be 1 tick. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure. So, yeah, they did not get a tick, so that win goes to, I believe, the Meg, so it's going to be a 2-1 victory for them in terms of the match score. So, really what you're playing for right now, if you're on the side of Burn, is you're playing for the map differential. You want to make sure you hold them here so that it's only a 2-1 loss instead of a 3-1 loss. So, shout outs to the Megs for winning that. So what did you see there go right for the Megs that maybe Burn didn't see in that team fight?
Hold on, because the map is not over yet. We do... Well, let's see what they pick here. We do have a Farah. We do have an on. Well, a Farah Mercy definitely coming out here from Commander Huey. Maybe a bit too late based on the time. But it'll be definitely interesting to see the Magic Cat and Commander Huey match up here tonight.
Yeah, I'd love to see this. I mean, just as a spectator, I've wanted to see this earlier, but also from someone who wants to see Burn succeed, I want to see all these teams succeed. I would have liked to see this composition come out a little bit earlier, especially in this first point. Merge is a very capable Widowmaker, so having that Widow against their Pharah, you know, if you kill their Pharah, then it's basically free reign for Commander Huey, especially since they're running this Death Ball-ish sort of composition right now. So, you know, would have loved to see this a little bit earlier, but you know, maybe this will be good practice for other maps as we see them go around the left-hand side as Commander Huey just getting free damage.
Pick.
Yeah, huge pick on the Geno side. They're gonna have to walk backwards. Actually, tries to get... Oh, Cat is able to res, so really risky res, but able to get it out. Commander Huey already has his ult. It's basically like he's playing Junkrat, and I want to see him use his ult right now. I'd love to see it. They're not looking at him, and yeah, there it goes. Able to get Cat and Lord of Lois, so that's a big pick. Even if they just got Cat, that would have been a huge pick, and yeah, just the pressure coming out from Commander Huey's Pharah was enough.
Where is Ana going?
Oh, going for a little... He's trying to be sneaky here.
Ana is literally gone. She might as well be dead.
No, Ana purples him, and Lebowsko, he gets to sleep on the Lebowsko, but that's it. So that's a really big stagger. Geno trying to play a little bit of hide and seek there with Commander Huey, and it looks like Commander Huey won that round of hide and seek. I'm going to take a look at Merge, see what Merge can do on this Widowmaker, since this is the first time that he's seriously pulled out the Widowmaker. Do you like Widowmaker against the Death Ball-y sort of composition? As we see another Widowmaker on Geno's side here, so Widow v Widow matchup. Let's see who can make the windows happen. There we go. Merge gets the first pick on the Geno side as we see maybe a res come out from Nasky onto it. Yep, there we go. So there goes the res down for Nasky, but basically, oh, another headshot there from Merge as he has his sights before everyone else. Like to see him use it here as the beginning of this team fight, but Commander Huey getting a pick on the Magic Cat. Yeah, I'm extremely surprised and a little bit disappointed that they did not run this Pharah Mercy composition way earlier. They could have ran it, you know, maps ago. They could have ran it on Route 66 and they didn't run it. And it looks like it's being extremely successful.
They could have won maps for this, but they didn't.
Yeah, so maybe just being a little bit too stubborn. Yeah, for sure. So now, actually, no, Laseki reses him, so big res, and so now Fancy Bunny looking to use his ult, but nothing doing because he gets taken out. Now Commander Huey gets the 2K Merge, picking off Magic Cat, and yeah, Commander Huey showing his prowess on this Pharah, and Merge showing his prowess onto Widowmaker. Genocide takes out Merge finally, and now Genocide gets to have a little bit of fun himself after losing all those 1v1s, gets Lebowsko and Merge, and now another headshot onto their Reinhardt, but he's gonna have to back out of here because Widow can't 1v3 people. As we see the team come around, looks like they might actually win this team fight as the respawns are gonna be a little bit slow for the side of Burn. Fancy Bunny getting a kill onto Edix, and so looks like that's gonna be that. They might get this tick here. Edix is gonna dive in here, get one person. Actually, he's gonna get two. This might still be a win for them as they almost have the tick. Edix getting a kill with the HGH on him. So I don't know. This still could be a map win for the side. It looks like is turning the side of the Megs, as we see Lord of Lois pick off Labasco, and Edix goes down to Genocide and the general skirmish that's happening here. So here comes the ult from Commander Huey, instantly stuffed by Magic Hat, sending it right back to him, saying, hey, this is our map. This is our game. 3-1 going to the Megs there.
Oh, it's definitely fun to see Prescott in the play of the game saying to Lord Floyd that if you can do bombs, I can too. But it may be a little bit too late coming up from the burn. Those little comp switches, and in the clutch here on the last point.
Yeah, those comp switches could have been happening a little bit earlier. I think that's actually something I've seen whenever I watch Burn. They seem as though they whenever I watch Burn, it seems that they take a little bit to go from their compositions. I think I watched them play against Ghost Peppers, and they were a little bit slow to change there as well. So it might be something they need to work on. They have their compositions in mind, but sometimes you need to be a little bit flexible in this match. So, anyways, we see Burn win. Or, sorry, we see the Megs win 3-1. Do we want to give an interview to the Megs? Let's find out. Megs interview, question mark? Let's see if they want to do an interview. If we do an interview, we're going to be going down into the showcase prep room. So, do you see the showcase prep room? On the bottom, Ragon, on the Owlet server? It's at the very bottom.
Yep.
Alright, so go into that, and we're going to be doing an interview there. Showcase prep room interview. Join us. So let's go here and let's ask them some questions. Chat, if you have any questions to ask them, go ahead and get those ready right meow.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing well. Are we gonna have anyone else come in here, or is it just you?
Yeah, I'll ask the team actually. Just be right back quickly.
Yeah, get everyone in here. We need the whole family.
The whole family? Alright.
Yeah, the whole family's got to come in here. So we're gonna get the whole family of Megs. All Megans are gonna be joining this team chat.
Wild.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. So we're getting more people in here. Wow, it's a general skirmish here in the showcase prep room as we see 1, 2, 3. So many people. That's how many people.
Oh no.
So
Hello.
We're missing two.
get them. I refuse to interview you guys until you get everyone in here. So let's see it.
We're missing Sid.
Come on, Sid.
Get Sid. Get
I'll
Sid.
My hand's still shaking.
What?
Let's see here. To change the volumes on you guys. All right, say hello to the stream.
Oh, hello.
Hello, stream.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. Right. So you guys won 3-1 fairly convincingly. So tell me a little bit about just how you feel right now.
Oh my god, that was
Tired.
so stressful.
Stressful.
I'm gonna go sleep. It was so hard to watch.
We felt it was a lot closer. We didn't think it was that in control. I mean,
It wasn't like it absolutely.
It was
wasn't,
really
like,
close.
Every map felt tooth and nail for sure.
I kind of got like a different feeling though, because like I felt as though like some maps like it was just like a roll for you guys, and then like other times it seems as though it was like super close. So
No, not at all. It was.
I think at first when we were running our Zen goats, we were playing really well against them, and then they slowly adjusted.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
what kind of adjustments were you maybe not like prepared for? Because we saw Commander Huey on that Junkrat in Horizon Lunar Colony cause a ton of havoc to you guys. So, maybe it's just what problems did you have there against that spam damage?
The spam damage. Well, we were always just getting one of us was just always getting picked off because of the amount of spam that they had. Like, I wasn't able to put my shield up for long enough or anything like that. Or the DM, like, of course, I think the DM there, so I was kind of screwed around with that. They not be able to eat all that damage from the Junkrat spam as we previously hoped for that.
Right. Well, I find
Also,
dive.
Horizon is one of the maps that we have practiced the least, and our dive in general has been very lackluster. That's one of our comps that we've been practicing or haven't really practiced the most, and that's one of the ones that we're practicing now. So we weren't that confident in our dive to be able to dive against that, which is pretty much what it calls for.
Fair enough, fair enough. Let's see. Who do I want to talk to? I want to talk to Lord of Lois. I want to talk to you.
Oh, great.
So I don't know why everyone's laughing. No, but seriously, Lord of Lois.
Big bombs.
Yeah, Lois, you had huge bombs. So tell me about your thought process when you're sending a bomb out. Okay, I'm a diva player, so you send your bomb out. What are you thinking as you see it arc over and like you see like 3 people, right? Like, how do you feel at that moment?
I don't use my bomb to get any kills. I just use it to disposition the enemy.
Okay.
But when I see the Ryan pushed up, I will ult and get 1 or 2 picks. But I never really expected to get triples all the time.
Yeah, 3Ks after 3Ks for you, Lord of Lois. Yeah, it was just really. I thought I was very impressed by your coordination, along with I don't remember who was playing. I know Gino played Zarya for a little bit, but I know someone else also played Zarya. Who also played Zarya?
It was
Magic Cat.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. There's 2 cats on your team, so I got a little bit confused.
Yeah,
I was
we
the
do
first.
too.
Yeah,
He
you
was
can
the
reach it
first.
now.
The original cat. Well, I thought it was very good coordination between the off tanks. So, anyways, let's see. Do we have any questions from the chat? We have no questions from the chat. Do you have any questions that you want me to ask you? Is there anything on your mind right now that you'd like to talk about in front of the stream?
Yeah.
Okay.
GG's to the other team. I said it like 3 times, but honestly, the games were really
Oh,
close, and the score doesn't like reflect it.
Yeah,
And they did a really
yeah.
good job on Horizon.
Yeah, no, they were really like we honestly kind of prepped for them too, like before the match started.
Right.
And we did as much as we can, and what we were expecting completely like blew our minds up, and we were just kind of like not expecting what to be as close matches as as it was and everything like that, and it was a lot of fun, and it was really close games. Of course, obviously close fights. Everything it was just going like back and forth all the time too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, and shout out to Edix. Good job, man.
Shouts to Edix. Main tank for the burn. Ragon, do you have any questions for these lovely people?
Hi there.
Hi.
What do you think of your chances coming up in this group final match, if there is one?
Well, you know what? Since there are certain 2 teams that have been kicked from the tournament, I think we're like our chances.
A certain 2 teams. So how far up did you guys go since those 2 teams got kicked out? Like in the rankings?
I think after today,
Yeah.
maybe 3rd, 2nd,
Interesting. Interesting.
Probably
somewhere in that range.
3rd or 4th.
Or I
Fourth,
think
third.
4th, yeah.
Also depends on how the other team does too after today.
Right. So
Either way, exciting times ahead.
Yeah.
But
that's
yeah,
for
we
sure.
feel like the top 3 are really close.
Are you part of that top 3 in your mind, or are you like below it? Like, where do you see yourself?
You
right
know
now?
what? It's hard to say because we haven't played everywhere.
Yeah.
That's true. I was trying to get some juice, I was trying to get you guys to say something like, "Oh, we're the best."
Oh,
You
I got
guys-
one, I got
you guys
one,
are
I got
smelly.
Humble people.
one. I got one. Are you ready?
We
Okay.
are humble.
I'm ready.
We're trash. Okay.
Impeach Trump.
Oh no.
Okay,
Okay.
can I make a call out quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
Boosted, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Better watch out, bro.
Oh man,
Oh my
the
god.
boosted call out. Shout outs to Lokai. Lokai, we've got your number here on the side of the Megs, so that's gonna be an exciting matchup when you guys meet them. So, anyways, I'm gonna end it because my voice is shot and it's 9:30. I'm hungry, so GG's. Thanks, Megs, for coming in.
1 second.
Okay.
1 second.
What's
We just
up?
want to say one last thing.
Okay.
Thank you so much to the casters. We know you're taking
Yeah,
your
thank you
time to
guys.
cast our games,
Thank
and we
you.
love your commentary. You guys are
No problem. We do this for you guys, all right, Ragon?
Sure.
Sure. All right. That'll be
that was
it.
perfect
So.
response. Thank you so much, guys.
So yeah, peace, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Go watch the main channel if they're doing something. I'm not sure if they are, but
We will,
watch.
for sure.
Well, awesome,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you, man. See ya.
Yep. Peace, guys.
I'm gonna go shower.